Hey y'all, it's Tom. I know it's been a while since I've posted anything. For those of you who've been watching my stuff, um, just trying to do an update and seeing how everyone's doing. Um, so tomorrow, it's actually because it's really late Tuesday night on August 14th. So tomorrow is actually the fifth anniversary of my dad's death, um, which is kind of a shocker when it hit. I mean, we didn't really get along all that well growing up. I mean, I have stories that just go on for forever about how, unhealthy our relationship was. Um, that being said, he was my only parent left because my mother passed away on April 11th, um, about 27 years ago. Um, so I really only had him left for all that time. Um, it wasn't the healthiest relationship at all. Even when I became an adult, and of course, was outed, and he wasn't really enthusiastic about that, and didn't approve of guys that I was with, except for some reason one who was really ended up being really bad, toxic, abusive, and my dad wanted me to get back with him for some reason. I was like, I don't understand your logic in this. I mean, but anyway, so um, later on, he ended up developing Alzheimer's, and it was kind of funny at one point. It's not funny because he got Alzheimer's, but there was one funny incident in which I was talking to him, and we were talking over the phone because we didn't really mesh well in person, so we talked every now and then over the phone. And he was in a fairly lucid moment, and he was, we were just talking. All of a sudden, he got really quiet, and he goes, "Hello," and I said, "Hello." He says, "Who's this?" I go, "Tom." "Who?" And then, of course, I told him my last name. He goes, "Hey, that's my last name." I'm like, "It should be." "Really? Why?" I'm like, "Because I'm your son." He goes, "I have a son?" I'm like, "Yeah, you have several sons. Which one are you?" "The gay one." And then he hung up on me. I laughed so hard because, that was the last thing I expected. I mean, I had heard that he had Alzheimer's, but I never expected, to encounter such behavior. Because there's always that, you see it in comedies and movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And oftentimes people with Alzheimer's are depicted as being really off the wall, just bizarre people. And well, I admit that I always thought my dad was weird, but when I experienced that bit of Alzheimer's on from him, um, it totally took me by surprise. Total random. Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. But it's still kind of funny. Only because of the whole scenario. You know, anyway, it's not normal behavior for him, especially communicating with me. Um, anyway, yeah. So I uh, I found out when I was at work because my little brother called me, and he was just a mess. And he told me that dad had died. He was making tea in the kitchen, and he was in his wheelchair, and he had turned around after he poured water, got water in the the pitcher, and then he had turned around and boom, he was gone. Um, so that was a bit much. I ended up being one of the pallbearers for my dad, and my dad was a big man. I mean, he was well over 6 feet tall, and he was really heavy. I mean, he made me look like Twiggy. He was so big. But I think with what they do, after you pass away, and they make it a little bit easier on people, and they lightened the load some, and that was good because I was kind of worried that I didn't, I was gonna drop him. People might have viewed that as disrespectful. I didn't want to, seem like that. his brother, my uncle, and his wife, they came up from California to be there. Um, Brothers of mine that I hadn't seen in years showed up, and they didn't even recognize me. Um, I had other family there too, thankfully. And then afterwards, of course, we all went out to eat and we were talking and stuff, and and then we all got some stuff, and then of course, later on you get a little bit of inheritance. It wasn't really something huge, but I got some stuff, and turns out there was some stuff left over from mom in dad's house, so I gotta get some of that too. My brother, the one who told me about it, he held some stuff aside for me, specifically for me, because he knew that I was my mom's favorite. And of course, I never had anything from anyone, and all my stuff had been taken and destroyed several times over the years. One time by my dad, he took all my stuff and threw it in a pile and lit it up. So he knew how much that meant to me. So that was really cool of him that he did that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not in the best of moods whenever this time of year comes around, because it was weird, because my dad was born on April 10th. My mom died on April 11th. My dad died on August 15th, and my mom was born on August 16th. Really weird. There was that connection there, in a weird, morbid sense. Anyway, so I, being the genius that I am, signed up for overtime tomorrow. And I know I'm not going to feel up to it, but I'm still going to work and work and work and work and work and just try to get through the next couple days. I'm doing overtime both days because I was being a genius and I didn't think about the day or the days that they were. I just knew there was overtime available and I snatched it up and I threw it on those 2 days. And well, I worked overtime today too, and I'm working overtime I think almost every day this week. So that's how I am. Money, I guess. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be staying on my upcoming trip, another one. Um, but I will see it when I get back from that trip, which will be good. Um, yeah, so aside from that, I mean, everything's been going good. Um, I guess best as it can be. I've been trying to do more, art lately. Whenever I get in a really funky mood, I just pick up my many art pads that I have and pencils and stuff, and start sketching away and seeing what happens. Sometimes I come up with some really fun ideas. Sometimes they turn into like comic strips or whatever, just little pictures. Or sometimes I break out the paints. Sometimes I play on the computer. But yeah, I mean, lately I've been trying to get back into doing more of that. I've been gaming, of course, still, because I'm a big geek like that. But I don't know. I've been trying to find other ways to vent myself, because there's been times I don't want to talk to anyone and I don't want to be around people, but I don't want to be alone. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, I just know that I just want to be near people but not have them bother me at times. And I think it's because of the whole anniversary thing right now. And then I got my brother, the one who found my dad, who told me, who saved all this stuff for me. His birthday's coming up here on this coming weekend, as is our nephew, who is our sister's youngest son. But they're both over in Eastern Washington, and I have to work, and so it's just not going to work out for me to see either of them. So I may end up giving them a call or message or something. Um, anyway, yeah. So there's a lot going on, and I still haven't decided. I mean, I decided where, the area that I want to be in when I move, because I'm going to eventually move, like I've been saying. And like I went down on my scouting trips, and I think I posted a video or two before. Um, I just haven't decided which one, like where I'm actually going to be, and I need to figure out a lot of things in between now and then. It's probably not going to be until later. Um, I don't know, but of course I do have a timeline I have to get out. I mean, it's not super rushed, but my roommates, they are interested in eventually selling this house, so I do have to be out of here before that happens. And then there's the big question of employment. Um, I've been really pushing here and there to my work to make it see if I can get work from home down in Florida. So far it's a no, but I'm pushing it. And in light of recent events that occurred with an employee, or now former employee because he is no longer with us, um, they're really trying to bend over backwards to see if everyone's being taken care of emotionally and all that stuff. And not to say, take advantage of it, but I might try to milk that a little bit just because I want to try to, work from home down there. Because, I mean, I like where I work. I do. I like the company. I like the benefits. I like the pay. Um, I just don't want to live in Washington anymore because I've been here almost my entire life, give or take a few months here and there, or a week or so. But overall, it's been Washington for me for 40 years, and I definitely need something else. I want something else. Um, I even held off on any kind of dating prospects, but most of the guys here just want sex anyway. I know there's always going to be people like that everywhere I go, but I think I want something more than just to be someone's third or fourth or fifth, or just someone on the side, or just a quickie. It gets old, it gets tired. I mean, I've done that, been there, done that. I guess that's a saying that really just hit home with a lot of people in my generation. Um, but yeah, I think I just want to go and just start over down there and see what happens. Anyway, you say yeah, I'm being not retrospective, introspective. It's late. It's almost midnight, and I have to get up in like a little over 6 hours. So I should probably get to sleep. And that way I won't be so because I'm going to be working a lot tomorrow. And I'm working 6 days this week, so I can take off next Friday. So I can take off to California for a few days. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on with me right now. I'm trying to be chipper. Got my newer Hufflepuff shirt that I got when I was in Florida, along with my Hufflepuff hat. Went on Pottermore, did the test, and yes, I'm a Hufflepuff. Some people can say it's really obvious that I didn't need to do the test, and they could tell I'm a Hufflepuff already, but whatever. It's a fictitious house in a magical school in a book, which is silly, but I really like it. It's fun, and amongst other things, clearly. So yeah, so that's what's going on right now. I will try to keep my head up, keep my art pad and pencil and stuff, and my music with me during the day. So if anything frustrates me, gets me a bit much, it's a bit much for me to handle at the time, I think I'll play with that. Take a pause for the cause, as it were. All right, so I guess I will sign off. Good night, and maybe we'll chat soon. All right.